What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, listeners, to Chest Out, Heart Open. Today's focus is on the silent pain that men carry. Yeah, I was thinking about this topic all week. I just came back from Chicago, Illinois. I was out there, at a major event pertaining to a certain part of my life, great part of my life, my religious life, and my nationalistic life. And I was out there, man, I was just thinking about, how men carry silent pain. They bury the pain, not broken by the pain. But the burying of the pain can sometimes cause issues. What's the last time you asked a man how he was doing? And he told you the truth. I was thinking, because a lot of people always say, man, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, I'm all right. You see people, hey, how you doing? I'm all right. See people say, hey, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. All the time, they're not. What are some of the things that you struggle about, man? Ask yourself. What are some of the silent pain that you carry around with you? My research that I did for this topic, and the research ain't nothing but digging down in the recesses of my mind for this topic. It brought me to a conclusion. And what I'm about to say, if you agree, put a 100 in the message. Drop 100 in the message box if you agree. Here's my theory. Some of the hidden struggles that men face is financial pressure. Everywhere you look, even trying to find a relationship, a soulmate. We say our soulmate. We met our soulmate. If you ain't got no money, she ain't your soulmate. Let your pockets not be right. She ain't your soulmate. That's the era we living in. So that's one of the pressures that men live upon. He have to dress a certain way. I see the girl, and I know y'all probably see the two. It went viral on Facebook how a young lady said a dude wasn't fresh. He had on brand new New Balance shoes, matching shorts, shirt to match. They might not have been Gucci or nothing like that, but he was really nicely dressed, looked nice and neat. Pants weren't hanging off of him. You know what I mean? And she looked at him like he was broke because he had New Balances on. He just had regular clothes on. He didn't have no whole bunch of fake chains on, trying to impress nobody, none of that type of stuff. See that financial pressure, all them fake jewelry. What is all that fake jewelry for, man? You know what I mean? Everybody trying to impress that, but that's the pressures that men on. Women go to Rainbow and shop and look good. We don't care. Men don't care where their clothes came from. We don't look down on them because they got on. So we don't even question where their clothes came from. Where you get them panties from? We don't question that. Where you get them shorts from? We don't question that. We like, damn, them shorts look good. She fine as a mug. Or I like the way I don't know. She's extremely intelligent. She got a good vibration about herself. I like her attitude. But a guy come with that good vibration, good attitude, all that type of stuff, yeah. Y'all might say he's cute. Y'all might like him for a day. You might even like him for a night. But you don't want to take him home unless his pocket's right. Financial pressure from a man. And then when the men do have another one of the pressures that men have, and I'm just being real with you, is family responsibilities. It'll always be the man got to be he got to be a lover to his wife. He got to be a social worker to his wife and his children. And it goes both ways though. But I'm just saying some of the pressures in me, because a lot of times men ain't raised to know how to deal with emotions. Only emotions men know how to deal with readily is anger. They don't know how to deal with. I'm talking other people's emotions neither. So, now this is a burden. Now he got to step outside of himself and he got to try to be something that he's never been or never had any practice at, never had any training at, really never even talked to anybody about, because men don't talk about these things. Men just try to stand strong. Buried, but not broken. We would carry a lot of silent pain, man. We carry a lot of struggle. Some of us engage ourselves in activities, outside activities, being organizations, religious organizations, social organizations, community organizations. We get in organizations from our job, just different little things we find ourselves in life, just regular, social activities, and we find ourselves, man, trying to help people, try whatever the case may be. But it's a lot of pressure that's on me, and we don't have nobody to go talk to. We don't have nobody to talk to about that. Silence doesn't always mean strength, though. Just because you see a guy walking around, he carrying that, as we say, that weight on his shoulders, the weight of that financial pressure, the weight of family responsibilities. Man, don't even want to have to go through the fact that they've been drinking too much, smoking too much, doing too much. Now they have an addiction that they can't stop. And then once they go through, and then if they do that, then they go through the process of getting in the recovery. All of that is burdensome. And what I mean by burdensome, it's something that you have to carry on yourself. Recovery. I'm in recovery. You know what I mean? I was an alcoholic. I drank a lot. Not only was I an alcoholic, but I was a criminal. Yeah, I said I got like 11, 12 felonies under my belt. Now I help men on probation get off probation. I help men who have behavioral issues get their behavioral issues managed, get them some stability, help them get housed, and help them get a foundation to help them create a better way of living or a better life for themselves. I'm glad to be a part of that process, but I got this platform, man, because I want to talk about it. I want to talk about things that men go through, men 25 and up. The only reason I say 25 and up, because most younger guys, some of y'all still staying with your mom. It's going to end up being a problem. You're going to end up falling in this category that I'm talking about. Most of the guys my age, I'm in my mid-50s. Most of the guys my age, we wanted to grow up. We wanted to be out on the industry, outside, as they say. We wanted to be outside in the streets, man. We didn't want to be in the house. We wanted to be outside in the streets. We just didn't know what to do when we was outside in the streets. Yeah, they had what they call recreation. Mayor Coleman Young had a lot of programs for the youth. They had people at the city parks, doing their thing, teaching us how to play softball, had softball teams, had basketball teams, taught me how to play chess. We used to go up there and play tennis. They taught us how to play golf. They taught us how to do all those activities. But then when we went home, we had nobody to follow up with us to show us nothing else. So a lot of times men grow up with the burden of the buried burden of just not knowing how to be a man, because they never had an example of a real man in their household. Yeah, they may have had uncles. Yeah, they may have had a father in the house, their dad, who may have had a job, but didn't spend no time with them teaching them nothing. Why do y'all know what I'm talking about? But there's a point in time, man, we need to sit down as adults, man, because a lot of stuff going on in the world, man, and with the way the economy is going on, we need to stabilize ourselves as men. I don't care what race, nationality you are, but as men, we need to come together individually and collectively, man, and start dealing with some of these issues that we have, so we can, just get past the thing, man. Some other things that a lot of us experience. A lot of us experience some cultural pressures. And we gotta say, man up, man. We don't do that in our hood, in my neighborhood. I say like that. I noticed that. I can't say that. I was getting ready to say I don't think, and I hear a lot of people's brothers, people in my community always say that, man, they don't do that. The Caucasian people, they don't do that. They don't act like that. How you know? You don't be around them. You don't know what they say to each other. What I'm saying is, in my community, my culture, man, you going through something, man, you seek help or seek guidance or some suggestions or advice from some of your peers. They say, man, just man up, man. It's going to be all right. Okay, man. All right. I just man up. I really needed somebody to talk to. I really needed some suggestions. I really need some type of direction. I really need a moral compass. It depends on what the situation is. And it's really hard to find people for me anyway. I don't know if you experience the same thing, but it's really hard to find people that I can talk to that really give a damn about what I'm talking about. I noticed that lately a lot. I noticed, especially talking to women, that's dead. I ain't talking to your significant other, nothing like that. My wife listens to me, but I'm saying talking to women about male issues, they don't want to hear that. They don't care. This is another thing. This podcast for women who do care. Some of y'all may care, but I'm saying most of my experience, man, like I be at places, man, and a woman start bidding. It could be at work. She start bidding about, oh, the boss did this or this, that, and I'll listen. And I'm like, yeah, you got a point, man. Maybe she could have handled that a different way, or he could have handled that a different way, should have approached you another way. Then later on in the day, I come like, listen, I got something. And as soon as I start talking, they just turn their head and don't even think. It's just crazy. People don't care nothing about male issues, man issues. We tell each other to man up. That's the mentality that we have, the man up mentality. And the reason why we say that, man, because we fear looking weak to other people. We fear looking weak to other people. God told me, he was like, man, I don't want trembling like a mother, shaking, drinking his alcohol. He was like, man, treatment is for weak people. I'm looking at him like, what, you think you strong? What am I missing? You think you strong? You said it there. Drunk daily on a regular basis. And you're going to look at me and tell me treatment is for weak people. You're absolutely right. It's for, you're qualified. It's for weak people. And that's not in a bad way. Men hate to admit weaknesses, even when there's evidence and prevalent. Evident right in front of your face. We hate to admit that we weak. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to work it out, brothers. We're going to work it out, fellas. Drop it in the comment section if you know it's going to be all right. So, when you drop it, say in the comment. Put a 100 next to it if you know it's going to be all right. Yeah. Some of them would rather die than cry out loud. Too many do. Man, I die before I admit to that, man. I die before I do this, man. I die before I do that. And we die. Everybody gonna die sooner or later, though, but you ain't gotta die like that. When there's an opportunity to live long, when your life is worth more to others, it's your duty to preserve. It's what I'm taught. When my life is worth more to others, it is my duty to preserve it. And getting this stuff, this burden, this thing that we carry that causes us pain up off of us. Let it up off you. Get it up off you. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Just get it up off you. That's easier said than done. Who we gonna give it to? How we gonna get it up off? Going to the gym, I tried that. I work out, push-ups, weight, the whole 9 yards. Every time I go, I seem to come out with an injury. Even though I work light, whatever the case may be, you need to start stretching. That's probably what it is. I'm saying a lot of us, we said we tried these things. You know what I mean? We tried everything known to man, but just what we didn't try. We didn't try each other. That's what I'm offering you right now. And let's give each other an opportunity. Let's stick together right here on this podcast. Come with your chest out and your heart open, man, for another individual who's going through the same stuff that you're going through. They need the same sentiment, the same information, the same guidance, the same support that you're going through. Come on my platform and let's talk about it. Chime in on the message. Let's talk about it. If you're going through something, say I'm going through something in the message. Say I'm going through something. If you're going through something, you're going through something, say I'm going through something. And let's talk about it. Whatever you're going through, if you feel comfortable with, DM with it. Let's talk about it. We can talk about it live. DM me with what you're going through. And we can talk about that on our next episode. But if you don't mind putting it out in the public, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Man. Silence, man. We be quiet too much, man. Silence doesn't equal destruction. Silence doesn't equal destruction either. I'm gonna tell y'all that. Just because you've been quiet about a few things doesn't necessarily mean you're crashing out. Don't get me wrong when I said that about silence can lead to dangerous outlets. Or did I say that already? Or I thought I said something about that silence can, like it wasn't a good thing, like holding on to stuff. Sometimes we be silent, man, I learned a long time ago silence is a twofold measure to me. The silence is golden. And what I mean by that is a silent place that we need to go within ourselves, within our souls through meditative practices. All you gotta do is just sit there and quiet your mind. Take a deep breath, blow it out. Try to quiet your mind. Even if it ain't nothing but for a second, 2 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 15 minutes, an hour. Just keep practicing, going within. That silence is good because what you're doing is you're going within and you're quieting all the outside thoughts, all the rumble and jumble that goes on in our thought process that takes us from ourselves and go within. Go within, go within, go within, and breathe. As you do it, that silence is good. But the silence that I'm talking about that causes danger, that leads to negative outlets, is the silence of resistance. Silence of resistance, meaning that you be quiet when you disagree. You be quiet when you disagree. You let people just tell you, or you let outside stimuli dictate and control your emotions, dictate and control your actions, and you're scared to speak up against the outside stimuli that's causing this negative outcome. You're scared because of how you may appear. You may appear weak. A lot of times, a lot of guys go there in relationships with women. We don't tell our woman what we feel, how we feel, because we don't want to appear weak. She hurt your feelings. Tell her you hurt my feelings. I don't want to hear that stuff, lady. You hurt my feelings. I ain't giving you nothing. You don't give me nothing in return. I keep going and going and doing, and you ain't giving me nothing in return. I mean, just, get it off your chest. That's why I say silence doesn't equal destruction. You just got to know how to utilize silence. High resilience in men who overcome addiction. Remember I talked about that recovery and addiction? It says highlight. I got to highlight it. I got to highlight that. I had to come back to that. Yeah, I got some notes. I had to come back to that because a lot of men find themselves in addictive or in addiction situations because of exactly the thing I'm talking about right now. They find themselves in addictive situations, man, because they burying the pain and carrying it in silence. We don't have no outlets, so we start drinking more. As I was talking about earlier, we start smoking more, smoking weed, and then sometimes people just start snorting coke. I don't know. A lot of people choose the drug of choice that they choose, but some of these pressures that I've talked about, the financial pressure, the family responsibility, these are the things that can lead to men who bury their pain in silence. They can find themselves in addiction. Then the recovery part is another thing. Because the thing about human beings, period, is we are resilient. But the thing I love about the people in addiction is going through this never-ending cycle. They are highly resilient because they know how they often bounce back. But the reason why, in my opinion, that people often return back to the lifestyle that they're desperately trying to get away from is because they bury their pain in silence. And I heard a long time ago, secrets keep you sick. Secrets keep you sick. Not all secrets, because everybody got to have a secret, but a lot of it's the things that, and when I say secrets keep you sick, I'm not talking about necessarily physically sick. I'm talking about mentally and emotionally sick. Some of the things we bury inside of us is what causing us emotional, spiritual decay. We got to get it up out of us, man. We got to get it up out of us. So people in addiction, people you're going through addiction, listen, think about this. Your neighbor who looked down on you when they seen you walking up and down whatever avenue you was on, doing some of the things that you was doing, trying to maintain your addiction, looking the way you was looking. Some of y'all smelling the way you was smelling. Not trying to be funny, but you know what I'm talking about. and now you done got yourself together, and they can't understand, and they still looking at you like you that same person that was walking up and down those avenues looking like you was looking and smelling like you was smelling, but you smelling a little different now. You smelling good, you looking good, and you ain't walking up and down the avenues. You driving up and down the street, pulling up in your house with brand new cars every year or every 2 years. You taking care of your family. That resilience cannot be duplicated by other people. That same person that look at you like that, they probably couldn't walk a mile in your shoes when you was in your addiction. So consider yourself a certified, bona fide warrior. And when I say warrior, I'm talking about a warrior and servant of God, because it was God that carried you through. God don't judge people negatively. I don't know why I went off on that tirade like that, but I was just thinking about how people judge people who try to get themselves together. They always try to look down on you for your past. Especially when you're a person in addiction. I just really wanted to highlight the resilience of addiction warriors. I call it. Sometimes people coming to the process of addiction, man, they just can't seem to get it right. And I want to tell you, as long as you're in the process, you got it right. Just stay in the process. You might not make it for the months and the years and the time that some other people have before you fall off, if you will. But listen, just learn from every mistake and just keep it going. Just keep moving from that first period. The wise man continued from his first period. The fool is always beginning. So you never starting over. You just continue in your process and teach you that in the book. Teach you that in the book, in a book. That's why I say relapse is sometimes necessary for the recovering addict. Yeah. Healing begins when the silent pain is spoken in the right spaces, man. That's when the healing begins. In the right spaces. Not just talking to any and everybody. But it begins when it's spoken in the right spaces. You gotta find, that's why I say it's hard to find the right spaces. Because people don't have programs for men, they have programs for women. Men homeless too. They have programs for men who are homeless. But if you're a woman, especially with a woman with a child, you can be a man with a child, but if you're a woman with a child, you get carte blanche. Women get carte blanche treatment compared to the treatment that men get. So men don't really have places, but we need a safe space for healing to begin. If this is just a plug in Sobriety House where I work at, we have a program on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have people come for our outpatient program. We're like a part of that because this is a safe space. And this for men. It's a men's program. And this is a safe space for men to come. It's very few of them. It's a safe space for men to come in and just get some things off their chest. They get some things off their chest and then receive some things for their heart, to open their heart up, man, to keep them coming, to keep them going until the very next day, each and every moment. Yeah. So, yeah. Let me see what this is. That's my auntie calling me. I'll call her back, finish up this show. Oh, let me text her. Nancy, I'm doing my podcast. So I'll call you back. I'm about to come down. Y'all on your way down to the okay. Atwater. All right. Okay. Well, I guess some people do care about me. I just been invited to an event to relax with my family at the park. So I might go take care of that to release some stress. That's some things we gotta do, man. We gotta find some things that stress relievers. Stress some of the things that we can use to relieve stress is spend some quality time with our family, like I'm about to do. We can do a little journaling. Write down some of them thoughts that you have, some of the feelings and emotions that you be going through. Write it in a book. It may not be nobody on the other side of that ink pen to hear you verbally express what's going on to you. But when you write that book down, you write it in the universe. It's like you write it to your higher power, or whatever you want to call it. You write it and you put it down and you're getting it out of you. That's the most important part. Get it up out of you. Therapy is good. You do clinical therapy. Some people see my brother love it. My brother in California, Dwayne, I'm gonna get him on the show. We're gonna talk about it. All he talk about is his therapist and how they help him in different areas of his life. But sometimes you can get too much therapy. That's just me talking. telling the truth. You can get too much therapy because then, what I mean by too much therapy, because sometimes the therapist can start to cloud your mind with some of their suggestions and it start to seem like if they're your own. That's why they call them suggestions. They're not giving you an advice, they give you suggestions. So don't take them the wrong way. Don't take them as if they are directives. Sometimes they may give you a assignment just to see how it works and operates you, how you can sink that into your life. And if it don't work, put it to the side. Everything don't apply to everybody, but it's a technique. Brotherhood circles, sisterhood circles. But brotherhood circles is the thing we're talking about. We're talking about men, man. It's hard to find brotherhood circles. Some guys you can just chill with, man. It's a group of guys you can trust. Y'all like-minded, has some things in common. You know, it might be some dress. You know what I mean? Like, I like to dress up. I really don't call myself dressed up, and that's just what people say. I be matching, but yeah, find some people that you can mingle with, have some social activities with, go out bowling, play some ball. Spirituality, of course, it's another good therapeutic stress reliever. If you are in a stress relieving environment at your congregation, because some people get beside themselves. That's a whole nother podcast. Spiritual people, religious people, and their strange, unspiritual, and unreligious behavior, though. Yeah, I can talk about it because I was one of them, but I changed my way of thinking and my behavior. Hopefully, I'll be tried and I'll be tested one day. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Woo, that's gonna be a test. Yeah, but pain may be buried, but you are not broken. Speak your truth is how you rise. Remember that, y'all. Speak your truth is how you rise. Your pain may be buried, but you are not broken. You know, what pain am I carrying in silence? Who can I share with? That's my question for you. What pain am I carrying in silence? And who can I share with? Ask yourself that. What pain am I carrying and who can I share it with? And then reflect back on this podcast. Hope everybody liked today's discussion, got something out of it. I was keep telling you I was looking for a host to try to make it longer. I said, but I like really just having this one-on-one session, individual session with you guys. Put a heart in the comment if you like this discussion. Please subscribe to Chest Out Heart Open. I have 2 YouTube pages, Chest Out Heart Open, page 2, Chest Out Heart Open, page 1. Both of them have the same content on it. I don't know. I just made a mistake. I don't know how to get rid of it. But I got 2 pages. Chest Out Heart Open is page 1. Chest Out Heart Open, page 2. Subscribe to either one. I love y'all, man. And please let me know if I'm doing things right. If I'm giving you what you like, give me a thumbs up. If I'm not, give me a do sign. If you give me the do sign, then let me know I got to turn that do sign to a thumbs up. And if you give me a thumbs up, I'm going to give you a thumbs up. Right on. Chest Out Heart Open. Please subscribe. Thank you for joining your boy, brother.